The first 32-team Club World Cup is officially over, and despite attendance, weather, and logistics issues, we've crowned a champion. What's up, guys? Aaron, Diego, and Dave here from A Soccer Fan Walks Into a Bar for another great summer episode. Let's sit down, talk finals, some MLS action, and look what we've got coming up on the docket. All right, welcome, guys.
What's up,
Nice
everybody?
cool Saturday morning, only 73 degrees here as opposed to the 90 degrees that we've had. We apologize to the audience for a slight delay in our recording schedule, but it has just been so unbearable in our studio here.
This is the best way. And you know what? Maybe we'll just continue doing it like this Saturday
Our
mornings.
laptops and cameras were melting.
Yeah.
Uh, but now, if you guys see me looking around oddly during the show, we have a bird that flew into our studio, so I'm making sure we don't get pooped on. But
Nah, it's just a special guest, though. Let's talk about Paris Saint Germain and how they put the bed.
All right, so Diego, how you getting on?
Good, good. I mean, it's cooler now. You know, people are not dying of heat
Yeah,
exhaustion up
boy,
there.
it was rough.
It was a tough couple of
And
weeks, but
I love the heat. You guys know me. I cold. I want nothing to do with.
yeah,
I will take the heat.
yeah. But like for 8 hours in
Yeah,
a window closed room, that gets claustrophobic real quick.
yeah.
So, I mean, thankfully the weather is better, windows are open, and we know we gotta move forward from that point.
Yep. All right. So Aaron, how are you going?
All doing good. At least I'm not dying from sweat.
Yeah.
We're good to go.
Good. Good. Do we have any update on Jokic?
As far as I heard, moved out of the Portuguese home.
Oh my God.
Supposedly there was a
This
medical. I don't know what's
this
going on.
transfer drama on, obviously, for those of you that don't know, Aaron is an Arsenal supporter. Um and we've had some fun on the Discord with him at his own expense. But you know, I, I I'm trying to think of who said it. It might have been Jason Davis on Sirius XM. This is probably years ago now. Like, I don't believe the transfer until I see the player himself
On the pitch.
hold no, not well, just holding up the scarf at the signing day.
Yeah.
And that's what I said to you. Like, this has
Yeah.
been rumored for what seems like months now.
Yeah, they've signed 4 players that are not strikers. They re-signed Nuaneri, who's not a striker. Like it's impressive that it's been going on this long. I think Sporting is trying to get that little bit of glamour out of this to show
Yeah,
that
of course.
they're not they can't be.
Yeah, it's what, unfortunately, though, what it is causing, in my opinion, it's making everyone look bad.
Yeah.
It's making Jokic and his family, his agent, you
Right.
know, they're not really shining themselves in glory now.
Yeah, he's
It's making
refusing.
his
They're
club look
fines.
like they're, not happy with, it's just, so where do we go from here? I mean, the only people that I'm hearing that are somewhat related to this that aren't being, in that cloud is Arsenal themselves. It's, fine for them, but uh, definitely a strange situation. And as this unfolds, stay tuned for our show for the rest of the summer, because I look forward to more Jokic talk with with you.
The saga continues.
It does. It does. Well, we don't have Barcelona levers to pull anymore
I
to
mean,
talk about.
we
So
still got a little
we
one.
do, and we'll get to that
We
later
still got a
today.
little one.
All right, so let's jump right into it. Obviously, we are fairly far removed from it now, but we do want to talk about the Club World Cup final.
Yeah, no, it's never too
Um,
late. That was a great match.
and it's just like
Yeah.
we always talk about, we could not be more wrong when it comes to some of these results, and that was it there. Chelsea 3, PSG nil. An absolute tactical masterclass, in my
A
opinion,
100%.
from Enzo Maresca.
Yep.
This PSG team looked like literal world beaters. I don't think they had lost a game for maybe 4 or 5 months.
Yep.
Between Ligue 1, between the cups, between Champions League, an absolute decimation in the Champions League
Yep.
final. They pretty much walked through most of the Club World Cup,
Yeah.
including over Real Madrid. Um, and here we are, 3-0, 2 goals and an assist from Cole Palmer, and we were just talking about it pre-show. Is Chelsea back?
I mean, they did their homework when it came to that specific matchup. And that puts them ahead of so many other players because for once they got to train and play well against a complete and dominant team, like
Yeah.
you said. And figuring that out gives the team so much confidence. So that I'm not gonna say they're fully back and they're gonna win next year, but they're gonna come in guns blazing and really strong for the beginning, at least the beginning of the season. We'll see what happens when they actually play the big teams. But for now, I think they got what they need to start the season with on the right foot.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
What do you say? As a fellow London team
They're
supporter.
never winning. They're
Listen,
not good.
I'm sorry, but London's red. As far as I can see, you can't have a perfect game every game.
Yes.
PSG was just waiting. Like,
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't want to take credit away from Chelsea because again, they put in a great 90 minutes. They rightfully won the match, but it's tough to gauge. Was it Chelsea's dominance? Was it PSG laying a bit of an egg?
Yeah.
You know, where do we go from here? But yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah,
You're not going to play like this every single match,
every single
but
match,
if they can somewhat consistently put together performances like this, and Cole Palmer is back to where he was in his first year with Chelsea.
Well, exactly. That's literally what you said is perfectly right. The thing was they played tactically well. It wasn't like PSG was, kind of laying an egg because they tried. It's just they cut off all those tactics that they've been using, and they cut them all off. Like literally, the left wing cut off the whole game.
Yeah.
Did not do anything. The whole pressure up. They controlled that pressure on their own quarter line so well that the PSG just didn't have a way to get the ball back.
Yeah.
That was just the way it was.
Yeah, I have never seen this PSG squad.
Yeah.
I'm not talking, Mbappe, Neymar, Messi.
That's
This
a whole different
PSG
game.
squad. I have never seen them look so out of sorts.
Yeah.
And again, we go back to that age-old question. Is it PSG bad, Chelsea good? Probably somewhere in between is the right
Yeah,
answer.
absolutely.
And then,
it's gonna make for some exciting Premier League. So.
what I was just going to say, this is totally off script,
Yes.
but Liverpool is spending like crazy.
Yep.
And, not just spending to spend. I hate to give Liverpool credit, but they have brought in
Spend it
some
well,
really
yeah.
good transfers
Yeah,
so
they've
far this
done
summer. Chelsea, again, with the what seemed like dumpster fire of a squad that Todd Bowley put together. Maresca, had a good year last year. They won Europa League, right? Europa Conference League. I can't even remember anymore. They won
Europe.
Conference League, and now Club World Cup. They're kind of running on all cylinders. Is Man City back? Do we know what they're doing? I mean, they're spending a ton of money also.
Mm.
Where do we see? Let's do our way too early predictions for top four here right now on the spot. Aaron, what do you say?
I'd like to hope that it'd be let's go Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City.
Is that in your order?
Yeah.
You have Arsenal winning the league.
Yes.
Is that with your head or your heart?
No, that's in my head.
Okay.
We lack depth. We signed depth. If we can get
Yeah,
a striker to get us over the
absolutely.
line, I think we'll be fine.
No, Mikel Marino at forward.
Put him back. Maybe as a third.
You know
Maybe
what?
As a third, but
Yeah.
I do have, and I don't know if you even agree with this, but I have a soft spot in my heart for Marino, just like taking on that role, owning it, and he
Second,
actually
like
did.
11
Yeah, he
was.
did really well.
Yes.
I do like I've always liked Kai Havertz. I know he doesn't fit a lot of
again,
molds,
injuries.
but
took out
the
both
injury to him
strikers.
really, I do think was
You're
the
100%
tailspin
right.
for Arsenal. And then the lack of bringing
Lack of
someone
depth.
in the winter window as well.
We lost our captain early on. Kai Havertz went down. We lost our depth, and
Yeah.
we didn't have.
Odegaard
second-
had a
even the third
terrible
striker
second
come
half
back.
of the season as well. Yeah.
And it took him a while to come back.
Yeah.
It took him a while to come back. So even with that injured squad, they still made it to semifinal of the Champions
Yep,
League.
yep.
They still took second for the third time in a row.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that them bringing in these players will bring them back to being top two.
Yeah.
Again, think about it.
That really is
They were
that's a good
tied
shout.
Lower teams, right?
Yes.
Now, hopefully, bringing in a striker, bringing in those players will get us
Well,
over those tied teams.
They
They're
also,
gonna
they
destroy
lost to
those.
Bournemouth also. Can't forget that.
No, twice. I think they-
Exactly.
Did the double.
Lower teams. Bournemouth is not.
Yeah.
Sorry to say.
All right. So, how about your way too early Premier League predictions? What do you
Come
think?
on, man.
Top four,
Whatever
top
I
four.
say is gonna go the opposite.
Well, there you
so
go.
please. All right. So if we're gonna do that, it's
So you
gonna
say
be
Arsenal fourth.
it's gonna be Newcastle. It's gonna be
Listen.
Tottenham. No, Newcastle. Don't get me wrong. That's with
Well,
my heart. I
If
kind of like
if
them,
they
though.
can keep Isak.
Yes.
So there's rumors abound that he'll be going as well, but let's wait and see on that. But so Newcastle.
It's
Yep.
gonna be Newcastle, Tottenham, fucking
Oh, gee.
You gonna say Man U now too?
Yeah.
Man U. Exactly. That's for my kid, though. I'm sorry, baby. It's in all good fun, but yeah, Man U and what's the fourth? We're right through. Like Everton.
Yeah,
Everton is gonna be
Everton.
fourth.
So
It's gonna be a
Let's go. You heard it first.
well, and again, this is I don't think either of these will happen. But what's more likely? United winning the league or getting relegated?
Right now, the latter.
Can we
Yeah.
say both?
Yeah.
He's gonna win, but get relegated anyway. Be like, yo, get out of here.
Yeah, right. now.
I mean, and they're buying up players too. We were talking about this, in the Discord as well. Like, how are they coming up with all this money?
I don't know.
Exactly. They're just throwing money.
Their net spend is over $100 million loss
And
or
there's not
100
players
million
on
pound loss
contracts
every year.
that are huge.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I think I was watching like a small little thing on YouTube about the economy of the Premier, and I think the cycle just started again. So I think that's what they're like throwing money out. It doesn't matter how many millions they lost this
Yeah.
time.
I just
They got 3 years to recoup. So I think that's what Man City,
Also,
Man
build a
U
new
is doing. I'm
stadium.
sorry,
But the new stadium's going to drain the funding too.
yeah.
but that accounts.
what I
into
will say,
something. That
I don't know
goes-
how that impacts.
No,
and
that doesn't impact
FIFA
because
Think about it, because like when Arsenal went to the Emirates, they were dry on funds.
yeah.
yeah.
But that was well before these PSR days, and so
Correct.
I don't know how that impacts.
So when it comes to
PSR.
like projects like that, that counts as a net loss and it's credited towards whatever you are supposed to
So
account.
yeah.
Correct.
So it helps them out. Like that's a
But don't worry, they closed the staff canteen.
yes.
So you know,
They're cutting some
and
millions
all the
there.
Man U employees have to bring bag lunches.
and that
That'll save them at least tens of dollars.
yes, that's gonna be great. That's gonna bring him up the flow. But yeah, I
Can you just fathom that? Like
not feeding your employees. That's
Manchester
fucking crazy.
United,
Yeah, no.
One of the
top
oldest,
people,
yeah,
had to cut.
the food for
Staff
their
count.
people. That's
No.
insane.
So I don't like to correct people live, but they didn't have to cut anything. Sir Jim Ratcliffe just decided. I think he cut Alex Ferguson's like ambassador role also back a little bit.
Oh,
This is like older news,
Yeah.
but I do believe they gave Ferguson a quote unquote pay cut. In the role that he's in,
Damn.
which again, whoever's in charge of Ratcliffe's PR is just non-existent. Every move they make, whether it's a smart decision or not, just reeks of just terrible PR. And the clubs are here for the people, for the fans, and to these stewards of the club that have been working there for 40, 50 years in some cases.
Yep.
And okay, no, you no lunch anymore. You're like it's just not a good look, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, that's the problem. They don't have a person that stands up to him.
Yeah.
Like he just makes all these decisions, and nobody has the fortitude to be like, no, dude, this is messed up. You can't do this. And when that happens, this is the result.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So let me just think. My top four. I hate to say I can't see
No, I agree with
anyone
Aaron.
unseating Liverpool. I think they win the league again.
Yeah.
I think for the first time in kind of recent history, I think Man City takes that underdog role, and with a chip on their shoulder, I think they get to Liverpool about as close as anyone will in second. And then I think Chelsea comes in third and Arsenal fourth.
Really.
Seeing this Club World Cup and seeing Cole Palmer back and in
It
stride
makes sense.
and a whole nother year under Maresca, and I mean they're again, consistency is going to be an issue, but that's going to be the same issue for Liverpool, for Arsenal, for City, for Bournemouth.
Yeah.
They all run hot and cold. It's a long season, but I think Chelsea takes third.
Yeah, it makes sense though. It makes sense. Again, like I said, my prediction is just to make sure it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin any of the big teams' chances. But yeah, that four it makes
Yeah, and
all
while
sense.
we're
It
on
makes
too
all
early
sense.
predictions for the Premier League, Aaron, probably a little bit less than Diego and I, but what do we think for Bournemouth next year?
They climb maybe a place or two. I want to say they stay within. They get and break through the top 10. They were in
They were,
10.
I think they finished ninth. last
ninth.
year.
Yeah, so they get at least to seventh. I want to say.
I mean, they were fourth.
Yeah, they were like
They were
a point
good.
off of
I-
Champions
I
League
would
spots
say
at one
maybe
point.
Conference League spot. If they could-
No, I think they're gonna do well in that end, but yes, when it comes to like the actual season, I want to say seventh. It will be a good place. everybody else, any pundit pretty much that is not a Bournemouth pundit, it's having them at 13, 14.
Yeah. Well,
They
and
were talking about that this is just like a fluke year, not a fluke year, but it's like too good of a year for what they were supposed to be doing. So they're kind of like too ahead of the game. So they're bringing them
yeah,
down.
I
I
hope
don't think so.
I hope
think
I'm
they're good.
wrong, but I tend to agree with those pundits. I think 13th, 14th place. You've lost Milos Kirkes, you've lost Kepa, you've lost Dean Howson.
But we talk about the same thing the year prior, and they improved a little bit, not too much, but just little by little.
But you only lost. I think losing Neto and bringing in Kepa was a net positive.
Great, yeah.
I think losing Solanke and getting Evan Nielsen was a net positive. My issue is, so you've now lost, and there's still rumors that Zabarny might be going to PSG as well.
Oh yeah, you're right, you're right.
So you've lost maybe from your goalkeeper and back four, maybe 4 out of the
the
5
two anchors
players.
and the anchors. Too,
Um,
yeah.
And I think this is going to be a situation similar to Iraola's first year, where it's going to take plenty of time for them to all get back on the same page. Iraola does not have a system that's easily plug and play.
No,
It takes there's a learning curve to it.
Yeah.
And if you remember, I think they were winless in their first 9 matches, and there were people,
Worried about it.
calling for his job. I think they get off to a terrible start, and they start to heat up late, and I think it's just going to be a little bit too
Same.
late for the season. They'll start climbing, but I think
Same thing as
know,
every year.
yeah.
They start with that November run all
Yeah.
the way through
Yeah.
January.
Yeah.
That's their classic Bournemouth run. They start either late October, early November. They win, tie, win, all the way through like January, February, and then boom.
and then they fall off again. Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, I'm hoping again. like
I hope
said,
I'm wrong. I hope we're competing for Europe.
My thought is we stay at 9 per se.
Well-
Like let's say if that was the place, that's the place
We
we
got to
end up.
look at who they're competing with, right? 'Cause,
What the
right,
schedule is,
Wolves
yeah.
lost, right? Their main.
That's
their
true.
Main goal scorers.
Yep, Cunha's gone.
Anything that's going to be like.
Brentford and Bueno. I don't know if
Brentford
it,
just lost their captain.
is that set
Yeah,
yet?
you're right.
I-
You're
Yeah,
right.
Norgard is.
No, I'm talking about Mbeumo to
yeah,
United.
I think Mbeumo is going to Man City. Or, sorry,
United, yeah. But I don't know if it's finalized yet. But yeah, so that's the big rumor.
Yeah, I think they here we go or they announced it.
Nice. So yeah, that's kind of like all the things that are happening around Bournemouth. So I'm hopeful. I just gotta say, I'm just hopeful for now. Let's say 9th is the goal for this year again. It's finished 9th. So if they do that, mission accomplished on a transitional year, nothing but up.
Listen, I think
The medicals this weekend.
medicals is okay. So there you go. So Mbeumo, leading goal scorer over the last probably 3 or 4 years for Brentford. Although no, Ivan Toney was probably there too, for a little bit. But yeah. So Brentford is, and they've lost what's his name? The manager, Thomas Frank went to
shit.
Tottenham. So Brentford, maybe they're in line for a big fall. As funny as it is for all of us, you can't anticipate United and Spurs being that far down on the table. Everton really seem to be playing well late under Moyes.
Yeah.
So I think they'll come up.
Spurs with the new coach too is going to be interesting to see.
Yeah. So there's a lot of changes. And I mean, we forgot about a team that made it big. I was just looking at the table back behind Aaron. What about Nottingham Forest? What do we think about that
I
team?
think they're going to struggle with the same thing that happened to Newcastle, the same thing that happened to Brighton.
Closing at the end of the season?
No, just playing in Europe. I think it's going to be
Too
a
much.
bridge too far for them to fight on all those fronts.
Yeah.
Not just say that they'll be out of the running completely, but I think they'll wind up being mid-table.
So they're going to have to choose. That's one beautiful thing or funny thing about teams like that. What do you choose?
Yeah.
Do you want to get the big name and maybe try to take a chance on the big tournament? Or you want to start building that culture of making it there regularly, even though you're going to suck the first
Well, and
3-4 years?
This is something we talked about early last season too. With the new Champions League format, it's great for us as fans. It's more games though.
Yeah.
So now groups the league phase, not group stage. The league phase is now 8 matches, as opposed to the 6. Those 2 matches wear
They
on
count.
you.
They count big time.
So all right, we went totally off the rails there from Club World Cup to
This
about a
is the
20-minute
best part, baby.
conversation on the Premier League future. So let's take a break there, and we will be right back for some MLS action. All right, guys, stay tuned.
Cheers.
All right, welcome back to A Soccer Fan Walks Into a Bar. We are here for our weekly 100 miles to home exit. Jeez, segment.
Empty.
I'm all over the place. Maybe Saturday mornings aren't a good thing for us.
No, we'll get it
No.
going. We'll get it going, baby.
We have to, because you know what? Maybe a month or so, we'll be here Saturday mornings for Premier League
Soccer
action.
anyways, yeah.
Our 7 a.m. kickoffs. I'm here for it.
Yes, sir.
Morning beers, a little bacon, egg, and cheese, and
You sold me on it, baby.
there you go.
Done. It's
All right,
One,
so-
one little birdie said it's going to be Premier League soccer into La Liga soccer.
Yes. So we will be
Yeah.
working. Oh boy,
That's all me,
the
guys.
whole studio's falling apart. That wasn't the bird. That was Diego just being Diego.
It was the other bird.
So yes, so we will be. I don't know if we'll have every single match, but we will be adding Barcelona into our
Rotation.
our fall forays, as well as
Yeah.
Tottenham.
Yeah.
We'll be covering a lot of Tottenham. We have a local supporters club that will be jumping over the river to come over to Newburgh. And then obviously our Brighton stuff, our Bournemouth stuff.
Yeah.
We'll add a little bit more Arsenal into the foray as
Of course.
well.
I mean, Arsenal comes as a given, though. We've always been. That's the one thing with Aaron. That's what we got
Yeah.
close at the beginning,
And listen, guys,
because we always got Arsenal. here.
you want other matches? Reach out to us. YouTube, Instagram, email, Discord, whatever you want. Like I said, we're here to try to make anything and everything happen for you.
Yeah.
Maybe a little Liga MX.
Let's do
We'll
it.
see what we can get done there. All right, but let's get into it. MLS action. Both Red Bulls and NYCFC did play on midweek on Wednesday, and after going behind 2-0 at home to New England Revolution, Red Bulls win 5-3. And
They went off.
I feel like we can just hit replay on this comment every week. 2 goals each from Choupo-Moting and Forsberg, and they are just lighting it up for this squad.
Literally what I was gonna say.
No, I mean, it was impressive. It was impressive.
They are
On fire.
5 goals on, what is this, 8 shots on target? Is that what I have there? Yeah, 8 shots on target. But a rare domination of possession, not usually the Red Bull model, but 58% possession. And again, this squad with Forsberg now is his second or third year now, I can't remember. But Choupo-Moting's first year, and they really seem to be hitting stride in the time of year that you want to be starting to get that going. It's also a Daniel Edelman goal, I should mention that. Leo Campagna scored in the 93rd minute to bring things a little bit closer, but it was done and dusted from there. So
Yeah. But that's the thing. That's what's happening right now with NYCFC, Inter Milan. The problem with Inter Milan, I think it is what they were playing or who they were playing. Let me see. That was
Yeah.
my mistake.
New England, Red Bulls. What are we talking about?
Yeah, Red Bulls.
Red Bull. Where did Inter Milan come from?
Inter
Well,
Miami is their
Inter Miami. You're
Inter
Inter
Miami.
Miami.
But this is the next match. I read the paper wrong. Yeah.
All right, Saturday morning's officially canceled.
No, it's not. This is the comedy sketch. This is the comedy sketch of the a soccer fan walks into a bar. But no. Yeah, like they just kind of like started committing too many mistakes, and
Yeah.
they got too trusting on the second half. That was what happened with New England, a revolution.
Ah,
There you go.
perfecto.
It's all good. We're back into doing the morning show. No worries. Yeah, they just kind of got too confident and they fall back. They gave the ball to Red Bull, and for once, like you said, as a miracle thing, they decide to push forward. Like that's uncharacteristic for Red Bulls. Like you never see that. They're a
As long as
counter-attacking team.
that momentum, they
Hey,
gotta keep it
Well, yeah, but they don't know how. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Red Bull is a team that just waits you out. If you give them two or three chances, they're gonna try to score two or three goals. They're usually extremely efficient. That's one thing.
They're still
5 goals, 8 shots. That's usually par for what they do for the most part. They don't get many chances, but they try to take advantage of what they get. But New England just kind of like fell asleep. I mean, that's what I saw personally.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it was weird.
All right, so moving across the river, although they were playing in Orlando, a smash and grab for Orlando City as they lost one. I'm sorry, smash and grab for NYCFC as Orlando City lost 2-1.
We'll still do him in the morning.
We
bro.
are, we are. We need a coffee sponsor, I think.
There you go. Let's talk to the two Alice's up here. We'll see what
Not
happens.
what else is anymore.
No,
No.
well, they're not
There you
paying
go.
us. They're not sponsoring us yet. So I'm not
Anyway,
saying the
all right.
names.
So a 36-minute goal from Robin Janssen, a 87th minute comical own goal.
No way.
It was a attempted clearance from an Orlando City defender that hit another Orlando City defender and went
Oh
straight into the goal.
Oh,
And then 91st minute, Alonso Martinez really was a counterattack fast break. The defender slid in, completely whiffed on the tackle. Alonso Martinez basically walked in by himself
Oh
and
my
beat the
God.
goalkeeper. So, but this is a sign of, maybe again, like we've talked about, whether it's MLS, whether it's Champions League, whether it's Premier League, whether it's a Club World Cup, whether it's the national teams, you have to grind out and get
Yep.
results out of games that maybe you don't belong in.
But if you,
And
yeah, but that's what
and
you're doing.
exactly, and that's what NYCFC did in this one. Just even if you don't have your best stuff, even if you're trailing, just hang in there and
Just
see
keep
what
pushing.
happens.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
So one thing, it's funny, and I'm sorry that to cut you off or
no,
interrupt you,
not at all.
but the comical goal that you're talking about, haven't you noticed? You guys noticed that that's been happening a lot more in all levels
Yeah.
of soccer. You have all these bloopers per se. There is nothing, no other word to say. It's not like it's an unfortunate play. It's just like a nonsensical play. Like it happened with Madrid
So
twice with PSG.
I have a theory behind all this. I didn't know we were gonna go to this, but why
Come
do
on,
you
you
think?
know me, bro.
Why do you think?
Pressure, I think. Like
think
it's
pressure?
just the amount of pressure that's been put on these last defenders. You know what I mean? And the level of skill of attackers too. Like you know what I mean? You kind of like
I just
I think a lot of teams are playing out of the back though.
yeah. I mean,
You're seeing a lot of pass back to the goalie with a
certainly
lot more pressure.
certainly style of play is a factor. I think and pressure kind of builds off of this, but I think we're asking too much of these guys to
Yeah.
play every 3 or 4 days.
yeah.
The you know I- the ability of these guys to and girls, because the same thing is happening in the women's game now.
Yeah.
um the ability of these players to stay mentally sharp for every single match
It's
for
tough.
all 90 minutes, it's impossible. I mean, listen, whether we're bartending upstairs or look at all the mistakes we made in the show already today.
And it's
Like
been- yeah,
like to stay mentally sharp at that level now, on top of physical sharpness, we're just asking too much. I don't, it's kind of a less is more. I'd rather have some, a few less matches, but the level be
increasing.
higher than what we're seeing now.
Then where these
I
poor
was
guys
I
go.
was that being said, I was very pleasantly surprised with the overall quality and how serious the players took the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's every 3 days it seems there's a big match, and we know our other staff upstairs. Anytime I walk in the morning, they're like, oh,
It's
here's
again.
Dave again. There's a game. I'm like, no, this is a big one. And they're like, you say that every single week, and I'm like,
Because it
because they
is.
all are big, but it's too much. I think there's too many matches. I think there's too much on the line every single match. Which, I mean, as a fan, that's what you want to see from your players, is
Yeah.
them putting it out every time. But
You want to see a good one.
I think if these guys are only playing 50 matches instead of 58
That change.
between all competitions, I'm not going to be upset about that.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's give these guys a little bit more, and girls again. I keep saying I always colloquially
Listen,
just I say guys.
Say guys in the
regardless of gender.
generalities.
Yeah.
In generalities.
But yeah, I think we need a little bit more space in the calendar. Which actually there was just a big debate with FIFA and a couple other organizations about mandating hours of rest between matches and all that. So hopefully that these changes are coming in the pipeline. But
Yeah,
I do think that's a big factor in the sense of why we're seeing
yeah,
so many of these colossal mistakes in pivotal times. You know,
100%.
you just
You were gonna say something, Aaron?
The one thing that I've noticed, like a lot of fans here in the U.S. don't, they try to compare sports, right?
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
can't
yeah.
really do that, right? Because
No.
baseball has a lot of throwaway games, basketball has a lot
right.
of throwaway games. You can't even really compare football to it, right? Because
No.
football it goes hard for maybe 20 minutes of the game because most of the time it's either you're waiting, you're scheduling, you're
Yeah.
planning. And when it comes to soccer, every match matters. It's not like baseball where you have 160 games and you're really either playing them
Yeah.
well or you're not.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
You
every minute
have to play
matters.
well.
To build, I do think you could make some analogy though to the NFL. There was a lot of blowback from a lot of fans, to be honest, about that 17th game.
Oh
In the
yeah.
NFL season.
They were like, hell no.
One, it's a weird odd number. So now you have some teams playing 8 at home, 9 away. So in terms of that is one topic. But again, are we watering down what we have
Correct.
by adding all this stuff? Whether
Yeah.
it's an NFL game, whether it's expanding the college football playoff, whether it's expanding all these Club World Cup tournaments and extra friendlies and the winter tournaments that tend to be hosted in the Middle East, from the
Yeah,
European nations.
exactly.
It's a lot.
And you see it a lot too, like again, like especially with football, one injury just can
An
derail
entire
and then
team.
when it comes to soccer, you're getting 3, 4, 5 guys out. You're
That's
now playing with your second string, and that just takes the win.
that's literally a
Yeah, I
different
mean,
team.
and look at what we talked about with Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
There is a track record of that with Brighton, with Newcastle, with any of these teams that have surprising years, and we talked about it regarding Bournemouth. As the spring went, like, I mean, you never turn down playing European football, but I don't think Bournemouth is ready yet. I don't
Yeah.
think they have the depth.
No.
I don't think they have the numbers.
Absolutely.
And especially with now losing 3 of your 4 defenders and this and that.
Absolutely.
So
And then yeah, no, like you guys said, it's 100% true. And again, talking about other sports, especially in America, since we're here and soccer is happening here for the foreseeable future. For the next 2 years, America has to be involved with soccer one way or another.
Yeah.
The NBA we were talking about, it might not be compared to it, but the repercussions of playing too much
Well,
is a
yeah.
clear evidence. These playoffs, like NBA has playoffs, they play, in groups, single elimination, whatever series. Like 60% of the star players on like all the teams on the playoffs couldn't have their stars because
Yeah.
they got injured.
Yep.
They were playing so much, they were at such a limit of physical ability that a wrong move pushed them. We had 3 Achilles tendons in tears. So these guys are out for an entire year. So now you not only lost your playoff push, you lost the entire next season. And that happens a lot in soccer too. You push these players so much, you tear a ligament, you messed up a knee or something like that. Now you're out 6, 7 months because it's a long recovery.
And
Like
you have the chance that the player just doesn't come back the same.
Yeah.
exactly. So it is risky. I mean, we only have so many hours in the day. Yes, there is billions of people in the planet, but come on, let's just kind of like stop the cash cow at some point.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I'm with you on that. And again, it's taking away from what I love as a fan. Obviously, and we've talked about it
Quality.
with Club World Cup. We've talked about it with all these tournaments. Like,
Yeah,
do I like it? No. Am I going to watch it? You're damn right I'm gonna.
100%.
But
100%.
I agree. If we can kind of limit that a little bit more and do that, I think the sport in general
Will benefit. Yeah,
You know,
because
I as much as I don't like I don't like more games. I feel like maybe the NBA got it right, where they put more emphasis on the middle games, where they have the season
yeah.
tournament, where the games that count towards the season count towards a tournament cup in the middle.
Yeah.
you're still playing them anyways. You're right. You're
You're
totally
still
right.
playing the game. It's already scheduled. The only game that doesn't get scheduled are the playoffs of that. But
Yeah.
then again, those also count towards the season.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that in theory, but then you get into competitive balance issue. I don't know. They're obviously these decisions are way above our pay grade.
Yep.
And I'm sure there's masses of people that are in charge of just doing research for all this stuff. But
Yeah.
our uneducated eyes see what we see, and something's got to give. Whether it's more injuries or better quality with less games, something has to happen. So
But FIFA is
you know,
gonna go less
follow the,
quality,
just
more
follow the money.
games.
Yep. Put emphasis on the games that are already there.
I like
Yeah,
it.
that's it.
All right, let's move on a little bit. What's on tap? Not a huge weekend, obviously, with Club World Cup over now. Summer Series starts up next week, but we do have both local MLS teams in action. Actually, this evening, Red Bulls are hosting.
Inter de Milan.
No,
Inter
Inter Miami.
Inter Miami.
So Red Bulls hosting Inter Miami. Inter Miami did lose 3-0 to Cincinnati midweek, breaking Leo Messi's streak of 5 consecutive matches with 2 or more goals, which is an MLS record, obviously. And what a tear he was on. So I listened to, I can't remember who it was now, so forgive me for not giving them credit. But I was listening to someone talking about, Messi post Club World Cup, and he's like, he basically said it's akin to, you're training with like ankle weights on, and then you go back to MLS and the ankle
Yeah.
weights are off, and you're just buzzing all over the all over the field, scoring at will. And it was a cool analogy, I thought, to see, obviously, as much as we love the MLS, it's not Chelsea, it's not Real Madrid, it's not it's not these squads. So
You're 100%, my guy.
all right, so Red Bull hosting Inter Miami, and then an hour later, NYCFC will be in Kansas City as both teams try to continue moving up the table. As it stands right now, NYCFC on 22 matches played is on 34 points, which is good for 7th place. Red Bull with 23 matches played are on 33 points in 8th place. So they are both hovering into the straight into the playoffs versus that play-in match. Obviously, another somewhat local squad, Philadelphia, lead the East, 46 points. So a far cry from where the local squads are.
That's
but-
for your boy over
Yeah,
there.
but
the
we're all
Philly
in touching,
Englishman.
yeah, we're all in touching distance of one another. And again, with the stretch run here, there's what now 34 matches, so 10-12 matches left for most of these squads. It's time to put all your chips out, in the middle of the table and see where you end up.
Make the last push.
Yep.
Damn.
All right, so one for the road. I have 2 for the road here, and I had a third, but we just talked about it with Messi scoring, at will, it seems. You guys have anything?
No, I like the 2.
right.
I was gonna talk about the third one. So
Yeah. So all right, so I'll what a
you know
wild-
me,
All
brother.
right, so a little bit of an update for our Premier League Summer Series kickoff party. AFC Bournemouth has announced that all-time leading goal scorer and I believe appearance leader as well will be in the tap room. Steve
Yeah,
Fletcher
exciting stuff.
is coming to hang out with us on Thursday, July 24th. He'll be, emceeing trivia with me. He'll be, we'll do a little meet and greet. We'll do Q&A. If you have something, I'm sure I don't want to guarantee this, but I'm sure he'll be happy to sign an autograph for you as well.
Yeah.
So we also have, I can now officially announce we do have a local vendor, Millennium Tattoo.
Yeah.
They will
Oh,
be in the tap room as well, doing scratch tattoos, beer related, soccer related.
nice.
So if you want your team's crest, a simplified version, please reach out to me so I can get that to the artist. I've given him some stuff, but if
so we can
you
get the
want
stencils.
something that's not necessarily, a major Premier League squad or Bournemouth or our good friend Matt wants to get Borussia Dortmund tattooed on him somewhere.
Oh,
Actually, he gave us, where am I? Right here, this Champions League final scarf. So thank you again, Matt. And obviously, we look forward to seeing
Yeah.
your Dortmund tattoo.
and we'll be taking pictures, so
Yes.
we'll be putting those up in the
So,
Discord and all
so
that.
thank you to at Steve Draws. That's SteeveDraws.
Eve.
He'll be doing the tattoos, and thanks again to Millennium Tattoo for letting us borrow him for the evening. We have photography, we have videography, but yes, Steve Fletcher will be in the building. Maybe we can get him to get a tattoo.
Yes,
He
sir.
does. He's got sleeves. I think
Yeah,
we can
but
do a Steve on Steve
yeah, but
tattoo.
that would be something, man. That would be something cool to see in video to it.
Let's
Yeah,
do it.
let's go. He can
All
do
right.
himself.
Yeah. All right. So let's also all right.
What
So
I want here,
Diego, let's I'll give
you
you the
do it up.
all right.
No, you
So
do it up, baby. You
so
know,
for those of you that don't know, young wonder kid Lamine Yamal just turned 18.
became an adult and
He
went
had
fucking nuts.
a huge blowout bash for his 18th birthday.
Yeah.
It is now under investigation. Diego, do you want to tell us why it might be under
No,
investigation?
no. Go ahead, my brother.
So
It's
uh,
this is your thing. I'm just gonna laugh
there
about it.
there is a list of things, but so one of which so they had a lot of influencers and models that were invited to this party.
It was like
Um,
a YouTube freaking event.
some of the rules though for the party, and this is not why the party's under investigation, but you were not allowed to bring a cell phone into the party. There was no filming. You had to sign an NDA, which is not totally uncommon for parties of this level.
Of this level. Yeah.
The reason it's under investigation is there were paid entertainers that were, and this is the term that they use in Spain. They are dwarves that were paid to be at the party as entertainment. And so an organization, an advocacy group, is now not happy and wants this party under investigation. Obviously, the term I think the term that we use here in the states is little people now. But yeah, so the advocacy group wants an investigation done, potential fines.
Do you think he was the Wolf of Wall Street?
So, but
Do you think so? I think that's what it was.
since that has all come out with this investigation, one of the little people that was invited and participated in the party said, "No, we were treated
Chilling.
fine.
They
We
were
were,
just
it
hanging
was
out.
all
Yeah,
good."
yeah,
And it brings up a very interesting dynamic of like, is not to get we're not global attorneys here, but at what point, like, let the guys make a living. If they're they're not being this isn't like I'm probably dating myself, although we're all same general age. I don't know the general age of our listeners. Like, you remember like bum fights and like all that. Like, okay, this is not exploitation like that,
No.
but you know if they're making a living and they're being treated well,
And
I
that,
personally don't have a problem with it.
yes.
I wasn't at the party.
Yeah.
Next, Lamal, your 19th birthday. Let me in.
Me, actually, I'm the one here. Come on. He can stay. He's not tall enough. It's okay. No, but that's the thing though. Like, there is only, like you said, there is only a few niche type of markets, and we don't even know if these people got paid. Maybe he's got a bunch of friends, and he just wanted to be like. It sounds like a good idea to have 100 little people hanging out with us.
I don't know.
He listens to Blink 182. Who knows? I don't even know. But like you said, they gotta make a living.
Right.
90% of regular jobs other than entertainment are not really suited. Like,
They're
it's just
probably
the way it
paid
is.
more for that party
Yeah.
than we are annually. So.
Yes. So come
Like-
on, like, as long as you don't get violently or physically abused.
Yeah, well, I shouldn't.
I mean, come on,
I'll take it one step further. Not just physical abuse. Obviously nothing derogatory. No, not being invited to a party just to be, made fun of or stuff like that. But yeah, if they're being treated properly and they are
Yeah.
and paid entertainers, I have zero problem with it.
Yeah, this is just an 18-year-old kid with all the money in the world that was like, you know what, sounds like a good idea.
Well,
have
and
a bunch
that was so yeah, he's 18. I mean, he's 17
Yeah.
when all this party
He's a
planning
kid.
is happening. There's obviously the conversation of, did he plan the party, or is this his handlers doing? Who knows?
Plus, there is a cultural thing too, though.
I don't know if you guys seen the movie too. It's not like they call it like a dinner with schmucks, right?
Yeah.
Some kind of dinner where people brought
Yep.
their interesting person.
Yeah.
It's not something.
Yeah.
It's not. No.
The other issues we like, I'm not starting anything, not saying anything. It's just,
Exactly,
we
we're
live
not
in a
bullying.
day and age where IRL streaming and all that kind of stuff is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get live looks into people's
Lives,
lives,
like
and
literally.
that's where like a lot of people judgment happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Now
Right.
everybody tries to dig something they're trying to find something to
For
start
sure. For sure.
It's so
to
true. Yeah.
start something. And if it starts something, they want to go viral. It happens.
Yeah.
Like you saw it with the CEO.
Oh,
yeah. Oh
You
shit.
saw the
Yeah.
CEO on Kiss Cam.
Yeah. So, all right. So that is going to do it for us this week. On that note, obviously, if more news comes out about this
We'll
party,
be here,
we
baby.
will be here with it. But that's going to do it for our first ever Saturday morning episode.
Yeah,
Thank you guys
baby.
for
Ooh,
having a good listen.
I'm poking Aaron
Yeah,
here.
make sure you throw us a like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Join the
Absolutely.
Discord. Like I said, if you want more clubs and more teams that you want to watch, please reach out. If you want, your own soccer tattoo on
Just
on
send me
Thursday
the-
at our event, reach
send it.
out so we can get the artwork over there.
Yep.
And hopefully we'll see you Thursday evening.
Yep.
For our summer series kickoff party. We are releasing as well. I forgot to mention this. We have a new Up the Cherries beer release
Beer,
also.
yeah.
Perfect for the hot weather. It is a tart cherry sour. Very drinkable.
Yeah.
And no, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Aaron and Diego, for getting up bright and
Yep.
early with us this morning.
Absolutely.
And we'll see you, I guess, in a couple days for our Monday show. All right. Cheers, guys.
Let's go, my friends. Cheers.